Good morning, all. So today we are starting our first experiment. That is, we are going ahead with the hardware experiment, VI characteristic of SCR. So the particular experiment is for finding only the latching and holding current. So rest of the things we are not doing now. So the hardware setup is for finding the latching and holding current. So this is the hardware setup, and this is the characteristic curve. That is a VI chara which you will be obtaining. Okay, so before going into the experiment, I will give you a small introduction. So you know that CR is a four-layer semiconductor device of alternating PN material. So there will be three junctions, J1, J2, and J3. And according to how it gets forward biased and reverse biased, the SCR will be conductive. You know that. So the word thyristor is coined from thyrophone and transistor, so they combine to become a thyristor. It has two states. So we use that as a switch, right? Right. It has two states, an on state and an off state. So it's silicon controlled rectifier, and it's a four-layered three-terminal device. So this theory and all you know already, but still I'm giving you an introduction. It has the highest power handling capacity, and the rating will be of the range 1200 volt to 1500 ampere. That is the voltage in ampere rating, and the switching frequency is 1 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. And so these are all the theory. And so in our particular experiment, we are concerned about the latching current, holding current, and the different states. It has modes of operation. It actually has. It is a reverse blocking mode, reverse conduction mode, forward blocking mode, and forward conduction mode. Okay. Now, this is the experimental setup. The experimental setup we are doing for finding the latching current and holding current. So we will be using two DC sources, and we will be setting that to 25 to 30 volt. Then we will be also using a 5-volt DC source. Then variable resistances will be there, 290 ohm, 1.5 ampere, then 550 ohm, 1.5 ampere, and a meter in series, 0 to 100 milliampere, and a voltmeter in parallel, that is 0 to 5 volt. And this is the SCR, the switch which we are using. So we are actually finding the latching and holding current of the SCR. And there will be a switch also we are using. So this same circuit diagram, I will now show you as the hardware, how we implement that in hardware. So this is the hardware setup. Similar to that which you have seen here, you can see there is a voltage source is there, another voltage source is there, then resistance, two rheostat variable resistances are there. Then the switch is there, the ammeter is there, then the voltmeter is there. Then what else? Yeah, then the silicon control, the thyristor. This is actually the thyristor setup. This is actually the one available in our lab. We can also use a small type, a 3-leg type thyristor also, SCR also. Then we use the wire, when we give the wiring by using the breadboard and all. So here we have this available, the custom made thing. So we use this. Okay. So all these things you can see in detail when we go to the hardware implementation session. Now it's just the introductory session I'm giving you. So what actually happens if we are using this voltage? So you know there is an anode, there is a cathode, there is a gate and all. From this figure, you can see all these things. Anode, cathode is there, then gate is there. So what actually happens? When the anode is at the positive potential, VAK, with respect to the cathode, with no voltage applied, so there is no gate voltage, junction J1 and J3 will be forward biased. That's why I told you there are three junctions, J1, J2, and J3. And the junctions J1 and J3 are forward biased, while junction J2 is reverse biased. At that condition, since J2 is reverse biased, there will be no conduction happening. Now, if VAK, that is anode to cathode voltage, is increased beyond the breakdown voltage, VBO of the thyristor, avalanche breakdown of J2 takes place and the thyristor starts conducting. As you can see here, this is VBO, then this is the forward breakover voltage. If the voltage is greater than VBO, that is, if VAK is increased beyond the breakdown voltage VBO, then J2 starts conducting. And if a positive potential Vg is applied at the gate, now we are going to give the gate pulse. The positive potential Vg is applied at the gate terminal with respect to the cathode. The breakdown of the junction J2 occurs at a lower value of VAT. That's the use of Vg, the gate terminal, the gate voltage that we are providing. And by selecting an appropriate value of Vg, the thyristor can be switched into an on state suddenly. So this is the characteristic thyristor. So this is the VI CADA that we will be obtaining. Similarly, we also have a reverse breakdown voltage. So these things you will experiment. Already you have learned the theory. So experimentally also we will be doing now. This particular experiment is for latching current and halting current. Okay, so what actually we do? So I have been telling you, so I will tell you what is latching current also. After the SCR is switched on, so is actually the minimum anode to cathode current above which the SCR will be in forward conduction state. That is, there is a minimum current required to sustain conduction even if the gate supply is removed. This current is called the latching current, and latching means it is associated with turn on, and it is usually greater than the halting current. Like we say approximately 1.8 to 2 times greater than the holding current. So latching current is the minimum anode to cathode current above which the SCR will be in forward conduction state, on state. And similarly, what about halting current? It is the minimum anode to cathode current below which the SCR will be in forward blocking state, that is the off state. After the SCR has been switched to be an on state, a certain minimum value of anode current is required to maintain the thyristor in on state. That is, we need that much current to maintain it in on state. And if the anode current is reduced below that critical value, that halting value, the thyristor cannot maintain the current through and turns off. So this is the forward blocking mode, that is the halting current, and the latching current is with the forward conduction state. These are the two important terms. So then we will be moving to the hardware implementation session. So this is all about theory that we are doing. So now we will see how to go ahead with the hardware implementation.
So this is the experimental setup. You can see the voltage source, then the variable resistance is there, then the DC ammeter is there. You can see the rating on the resistance, that is 290 ohm, 1.5 ampere variable resistance, that is a rheostat. And this is the SCR, the thyristor module we are using. The silicon controlled rectifier, it has anode, cathode, gate and everything. Then the switch, then the parallel voltmeter is there. Then we have the resistance on the other side. This 1060.8 ampere we are using here. And then the voltage source is also there. So now I will explain the thyristor module. It has an anode side. The anode is internally shorted. You can see 2 terminals. You can connect it to any terminal. For the convenience only we are using that. This is the anode side. You can see A written there. Then we have the cathode side. It also has the 2 terminals. So A is the anode side, C is the cathode side, and the green one is the gate terminal. So this is how the connection goes. This is the gate terminal and this is the complete setup. So 2 terminals is just for connection convenience. Okay. So now let's see what are the values that we are setting. We have the rheostat there, and then we have the voltage source. So 0 to 30 volt DC source. So here we are setting 22.5 volt DC. Then we have the rheostat here. So already I have shown you the rating, that is 290 ohm, 1.5 ampere. And this is the ammeter, DC ammeter, 0 to 100 milliampere DC ammeter. Then we have the switch here. That is the switch. Then we have the voltage source is there, 0 to 5 volt. This is actually the gate side. So this is the rheostat here in the gate side, which we are using 1080.8 mA, and this is the voltage. So 5 volt DC voltage we are using for the gate terminal. So one is the anode side and one is the, because it has two sides, anode side and the cathode side, and then the gate terminal will be there. Okay. And initially the gate rheostat will be in minimum position, and the anode side rheostat will be in the maximum position. So now we are varying the gate side voltage. So the gate side rheostat we are slowly varying from minimum, we are increasing it. So we can see that the voltmeter, the voltage is changing. So slowly it will be increasing. So now the switch is in open position, you can see that. So the voltage we are increasing. So you can see that it's slowly it's increasing. So still it hasn't reached the latching current. The SCR is not yet latched. Yeah, now the SCR is latched. So you can see the current here. So when we varied the gate side rheostat, the SCR has reached the latching current. So which is actually approximately 68 to 70 ampere, you can see that. And now, and the voltage is also, switch is open means the full voltage we are getting, and this rheostat is in the maximum position. And now we will close the switch and see what happens. So now when we close the switch, when we close the switch, the voltmeter reading will come a bit down, because that's actually getting shorter and a small voltage drop will be there. So that's why the voltage is decreasing a bit. But still we can see that the SCR is in the on position, that is, it has reached the latching current. So it's approximately 70 ampere. So now what we are doing is SCR, it cannot turn off its on, so it will stay in on itself. So in order to turn off the SCR, we reduce the anode to cathode voltage. So initially it was 22, around 23 volts. Now we have decreased it to 19.6. So now when we are decreasing at that particular position, the voltage will be decreasing. The current will be decreasing. See, once again you can see we are slowly decreasing the voltage, and one position the voltage so we are decreasing, and at one particular current the current all of a sudden becomes 0. That is the holding current. So that is the holding current. So it's always less than the latching current. So now the voltage we have reduced and we have switched off the SCR, and that rheostat we are just using for the protection of SCR. Okay, thank you. So once again, this is the full experimental setup that we have set up in the lab, and this is the better view of the thyristor module, and this is the inside view of the module. So we have obtained the latching current and holding current of the silicon control rectifier. Thank you.